Hi everyone. Okay, so today we're gonna start our writing revision. This is a quick revision on the writing types and the writing topics we or you guys have discussed last year with your year 4 teacher. Okay, so let's get started. So in these slides we're gonna know about the types of writing, and then we're gonna know about um, like the layout and structure and what's the difference between layout and structure. Okay, so let's start. First type, we have 4 types. First type is narrative writing. Could be adventure or could be traditional. All right, so adventure stories and traditional stories. Traditional stories are usually stories that supposedly happened long ago. They happened long ago. And they usually have a moral lesson. Okay, so, and what's the adventure? Is like any adventure. Um, yeah, like in the jungle, in the sea, waves, animals chasing you, any kind of adventure. Okay, so these are called narrative when you narrate. Narrative writing is a type of writing in which the author, which is you, narrates a story with different characters and create his own scene using different vivid descriptions. Okay, so we use vivid description to create the scene or to describe the scene, right? And it could be fiction, and most probably it's fiction. Sometimes it's non-fiction. When you narrate a story about yourself, when you narrate a day that you have spent, this is also kind of narrative. Okay, so first type is narrative writing, adventure, or traditional stories, and these 2 types are fiction. However, sometimes you will need to narrate something that is non-fiction, something true happened with you. And we usually start it with once upon a time. Once you hear once upon a time, this means you're gonna listen to a narrative story. Okay, moving on. The second type we have here is descriptive writing. Is this like a type of writing or just a technique used in writing? Well, it's actually both. It's both. It's a technique that we use in narrative writing to give vivid description. We need to use descriptive technique. And also, it's a type of writing on its own. When you just want to describe a scene or a place, so you use descriptive writing only to describe. So this is your purpose, is to describe and to entertain the reader with your description, with your vivid description. So it's usually to entertain. Descriptive writing is a style of writing which focuses on describing a character, event, or a place in great detail, and it's usually included within a narrative writing or a narrative story. We usually use descriptive technique too. So can we write a narrative story and include descriptive technique? Of course, yes, we can. Yes. Okay, moving on. Number 3 is that persuasive writing. What's the purpose of persuasive writing? It's of course to persuade. I'm writing something to persuade people. Persuade people buy my product, persuade people buy my car, buy my phone if I'm selling it, persuade people to wear cycle helmets because it's safer, and give justifications and reasons to make them believe and listen to you. Believe in what you believe in. So you have to have good justifications and reasons why I should listen to you. All right, number 4, it's non-chronological report. Non-chronological report. It's a report. Do you think it's fiction or non-fiction? Let's read. It's a report that gives facts and information about a particular subject that people will be interested in and would like to know more about. So, do you think it's fiction or non-fiction? Of course, it is non-fiction. It's not because it's called non-chronological. If we say that I'm going to write a chronological report, this doesn't make it fiction. So it's non-fiction because it's giving information. So what's the meaning of non-chronological and chronological? Does this have to do like anything with non-fiction or fiction? No, it doesn't. Chronological actually means that it cares about the time order. This is the chronological. But the non-chronological, it means that it doesn't give me information based on like their time order or when each and everything happened with respect to like order, time order. So no, non-chronological report cares more about details and like the actions themselves or the events or the thing. Like I'm talking about three things. I don't care which happened when, and I'm not like saying them with respect to the time order or when they happened. No, I'm saying something old with something new. Things that are alike are put together, not things that happened at the same time, So yeah, again, chronological means it respects the time. Non-chronological, it does not respect the time. We just narrate or not narrate. Of course, it's like we mention the facts and the information, but we don't mention when they happened. Even if we do, we don't mention them with order, like from the oldest to the newest. I don't care actually about the time. So with no respect. This is the meaning of non-chronological. Chronological is the opposite, that you are narrating or you're saying, for example, a biography, like a biography about someone. Sometimes the biographies are written with chronological order. They tell you what happened when they were young and then while growing up, like each and every year of their life. When he was 5, when he was 6, when he was 7, 8, 9, 10, and it gives you things in accordance with or with respect to time. Okay, so these are the four types: narrative, persuasive, descriptive, which can be used in the narrative, and the non-chronological report. Okay, what we're gonna take next is what's the difference between layout and a plan? Whenever we write, we need two things. The first one is a layout. The second thing is a plan. Of course, we need a plan. What's the layout and what's the plan? We're gonna know. Okay, so the layout is the structure, and the structure contains of introduction, body 1, body 2, body 3, and conclusion. So this is your layout or your structure. Your essay must include all three. Then what's the plan? The plan is what you're going to write in each part. Introduction, body 1, 2, or 3, and conclusion. What you're going to write exactly. So for example, you're going to decide that in the introduction, you're going to introduce characters of your story as well as the setting, which is place and time. Body 1, 2, and 3 in your story, imagining we're writing a story, either body 1 and 2 or just 1, 2, and 3, like either one body or two bodies. These are, you're going to go or write details. So for example, your story is about bear and fox, so you're gonna add details, and you're going to give more description of the place, time, and characters. So here in the introduction, we just introduce them, but now in the bodies, we're going to like mention more details. All right, about bear and fox, about the place, about the exact time. Is it summer, winter? How does the forest look? Like for example, the place is a forest. Here is a forest. Is it summer, winter? How the forest looked in summer and how it looks in winter, and what happens? How all the events are developing. And then in the conclusion, you're going to end your story with like a moral lesson. If it's an adventurous, traditional story, to end it with a moral lesson. Okay, very good. So this was it. So we have actually taken the structure, the layout of writing, as well as the 4 different types of writing, which we are going to go through this term, God willing. And that was it for today's lesson. Thank you. I hope it was useful. Goodbye.